you were not playing for Virginia last year, but you did play in Philly at the stadium for your championship game with Tufts. How much do you think that experience kind of helps prepare you for what you're going to experience Saturday? And were you and your Tufts teammates in the stands for the Division I semifinals that Saturday?
Yeah, to answer your first question, I think it'll help a lot. Just obviously on game day and playing in front of that many people, it was a new experience last year, playing in the stadium and everything, but also just the entire week of preparation, I think, helps a lot. Going through everything, whether it's like the media stuff or the practices, kind of not at UVA or like towards the link and stuff like that. We actually watched the Duke-Penn State game, the overtime one. So we got a bit of a taste of the environment. It was really cool.
Thanks.
Of course.
Jack, in the first meeting with Maryland, you guys got a lot of production from the midfield. I know they're playing a little bit different. You guys are playing a little bit different now for the rematch. But how significant was that success and what you learned about them that day?
Really significant. I think when we can produce as midfielders, it helps a lot for our offense. You know, taking some of the load off Connor, Payton, McCabe. They're obviously really great players, and they can take a lot of strain. But as much as we can help through our midfield, it definitely makes their life easier and kind of makes the defense have to worry about multiple people.
What is different in the way you guys are playing right now as opposed to maybe during the losing streak or when you played Maryland and beat them? What's changed in you guys?
Honestly, I don't think anything super drastically, but I do think we are kind of emphasizing our key points a little bit more and kind of leaning back on the fundamentals. I think we're sharing the ball a lot right now, which is great, whether it's like swinging to the backside for poor approaches or stuff like that. I think just ball movement has been huge, especially in the St. Joe's game, of kind of revitalizing our offense.
There's been this recent history of Virginia and Maryland playing in some pretty big games. I know this is your first year facing them in the postseason, but have you gotten a sense from your teammates that, I don't know, maybe there's, obviously the Final Four is awesome, but maybe there's a little extra because it's Virginia-Maryland in the Final Four?
Definitely. I've definitely gotten that taste from Connor and Payton, who have matched up against them a bunch of times, kind of talking about the stories of the games that they've played. I feel like I got a taste of that too, playing at Maryland. That was a great crowd and a really cool atmosphere to play in, and you could tell just from the first whistle that kind of the rivalry that exists. So definitely gotten a taste and looking forward for another one this weekend.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Of course.
And Parker.
Yeah, hey, Jack. I know, obviously, the last win is big because it keeps you guys alive. But other than that, just to win in that kind of fashion, I mean, what does that do for you guys in terms of confidence and maybe, belief in the locker room? Does that change everything?
Yeah, I think it does change things in the way that, like, I don't know. I mean, like, yes and no. I think the Harvard game we kind of won in the same fashion, so we knew that we had that belief there, but kind of doing it on that stage, I think, just kind of further emphasize how much we believe in each other and how willing we are to go kind of to the final whistle. I don't think anyone in that huddle going into the fourth quarter thought that this was a game that we were going to lose. We all had that belief, and I think it really paid dividends at the end there.
Luke?
Hey, Jack, can you just talk a little bit about how Hopkins was scheming against Payton and kind of taking him away and how that opened up opportunities for you as well? And also looking, at the rest of the midfield, and Griffin just wasn't having his day, and how you needed to step up. And on one final thing to follow up on that, and how McCabe has moved around a little bit more, and it seems like it's, clicked you into gear the last few weeks.
Yeah, I guess for your first question about Payton, they do a really good job of like kind of packing, I guess you call it like packing the paint, like getting inside and really like compressing it, which Payton, I mean, has had like that kind of focus all year and scored a bunch of goals doing so. But, sometimes they just don't fall, and that's like That's what just life. So I think they did a really good job kind of pinching in. So an emphasis for us was those kind of through passes to the backside and making sure that we try and make them pay a little bit for having so many guys inside. And sorry, could you repeat your second question again?
Yeah, and McCabe moving around, I mean, he got some run in midfield against St. Joe's, and it seemed like when you got just a few reps of attack, it opened up your game a little bit, or your feel. Is there any truth to that?
Yeah, definitely. I think it just gives the D coordinator and the defense a different look, which is always good, making them have to think about multiple sets and different people in different spots. And I'm comfortable doing both, playing both midi and attack at tough. So it is nice to be down there sometimes and kind of play off the ball down there. But I think more so just McCabe's so athletic, and getting him downhill with like a full head of steam sometimes is really good for our offense. But he's also a really good player, so having him on the field as much as possible is also great. So just making the defense have to think about different things opens a lot of things up.
Yeah, one last question. Just as you're attacking six in general in the NCAA tournament, the turnovers have decreased significantly. I'm sure that's been a point of emphasis from Coach Cassis. Can you tell me how you kind of pressed a reset on protecting the ball on these possessions, especially when you're 6-on-6?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we definitely know how crucial it is to have these possessions, and also we've emphasized turnovers a bit, but we still want to kind of play free and try to take what's there, and if it doesn't work out, I think we're emphasizing a lot earning those like additional possessions in the ride or when the ball hits the deck on the offensive end, trying to come up with those 50-50 offensive GBs, just because we know how crucial it is to have those additional possessions and how far they can go. Like you saw with Peyton when we got that ride back and then he was left alone on the doorstep. So just doing everything we can to try to get those additional possessions.
Thanks, Jack.
Thank you.
Michael and then Xander.
Hey Jack, how cool is it going to be in the same city as your former team this weekend? How much have you kept up with them, and do you have any plans to see those guys?
It's going to be really cool. I'm really happy for them that they got back. It was pretty tough losing last year, and them having the opportunity to do it again, or have the opportunity to win it this year, is really cool. I sent a few of them a text after the game. I was watching the Tufts WNL game on the bus ride back, cheering maybe a little too loud for everyone around me. But I'm ecstatic for them. I don't have any concrete plans yet to see them. I really hope something works out. But I know they're focused on winning their game, and we're focused on winning our game. I don't think we're staying in the same hotel, but it would obviously be really cool to see them.
What did it mean for you personally to be leading that turnaround in that Hopkins game? You know, down big early, it's looking a little dire, and to really be the catalyst of a really amazing comeback. What did that mean for you to step up and show your guys that, you know, anything's possible?
It was definitely cool. I mean, I think kind of the way I play, it's a little just kind of capitalizing on opportunities. Sometimes I might have looks off the ball, sometimes I might not. Kind of just the way the ball flows, and this past weekend I just happened to be in a position to take a few more shots than I usually do, and I'm just happy that some of them were able to fall.
Hey Jack, I'm curious, just how has your experience at Virginia matched up with maybe what you were hoping when you transferred?
Definitely everything I could have imagined, and even more. It's the guys here have been awesome. It was like such a seamless transition. Everyone was so welcoming, and it's just, I guess cool is the way to describe it. Just playing on the stage, you know, playing Hopkins at Towson in front of however many people in a quarterfinal game. That stuff's always obviously been really cool, but also all the behind the scenes stuff, just hanging with the guys, like lift, practice, all that stuff's been great. No regrets at all.
This is a stupid reporter question, I admit it in advance, but if you guys had not made it to Philadelphia, how would you have viewed this experience? Like, how important is getting here with this team to the experience you've had?
I would say definitely important. I wouldn't say it's the only thing, but I knew that when I decided to transfer from Tufts and kind of make this jump, I had a pretty short list of places that I wanted to go because I knew I wanted to play at a program like here that has the opportunity to play on the stage. So it was definitely a big kind of box that I wanted to check. So it's, I mean, all the off the field stuff and all the team in general has been awesome, and I wouldn't trade that for the world. But the fact that we do get to play on the stage is definitely important to me.